Good night, welcome to Teleislas News with the most important news of the day. The General Maritime Directorate demand restricted in the afternoon hours today the aquatic activities in the department due to the meteo marine conditions.
The Port Captaincy of the Archipelago Department suspended in the afternoon hours today the maritime activities that were developed in the island due to the increased wind speed that could affect the safety of citizens.
Today there was a particular situation where there was an increase in wind speed with gusts of 40 knots. For this reason, the decision was made to suspend maritime activities for a lapse of time of 2 to 3 hours while the weather conditions improve. These conditions are due to the passage of Hurricane Lisa, which due its passage nearby the archipelago left these strong winds and increase in wave height, as well as isolated light rainfall that is expected to be maintained for a day or two.
The Harbor Master's office gave details about the weather conditions expected for tomorrow.
Tomorrow, the swell conditions will be maintained. We will have swell heights between 1.5 to 2 meters for the maritime part and 2 meters for the coastal area. Regarding the winds, we will continue with the monitoring. Sustained winds are expected with 50 knots with gusts that reach 20. In case there are any conditions that may affect maritime safety through the maritime control stations, we will be making the recommendations.
Teleislas News will be attentive to the development of weather conditions and the measures established in the archipelago.
And around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, the Colombian Oceans Commission, the Carolina Environmental Corporation, the Environmental Attorney General's Office, the National Navy, and other institutions met to analyze the results of the seafloor expedition, where the findings were presented and the possible routes to follow for the conservation of the marine ecosystems were analyzed.
The director of the Colombian Ocean Commission discloses details of the findings during the Seaflower expedition and the importance of initiating an interinstitutional partnership to create a route that will help conserve the marine ecosystem that has been affected over the years.
Desde el año 2014 viene desarrollando un plan.
Since 2014, an expedition plan has been developed in the Seaflower Biosphere Reserve area. It is a very important national initiative of interinstitutional collaboration, which has become a platform that not only does science, but also carries it out. It is an analysis of everything that is in the archipelago that becomes an input for the authorities and all of us to make decisions, and thus propose solutions for the management of the reserve.
After the judicial measure to close Isoris Key, changes and improvements in the marine ecosystem are evident today.
Realmente aquí tenemos una.
Actually, here we have something relevant that we should take into account. There are positive and negative aspects. Positive factors are the increased presence of some species and mainly fauna such as sharks. But we have also identified the loss of some tissues and species that are fundamental to the stability of the ecosystem, such as parrotfish.
For his part, the director of the Environmental Corporation, Carolina, announces the conclusions of the technical roundtable to analyze the results of the Seaflower expedition.
This meeting is part of the commitment that has been taking place. We have made several expeditions. These expeditions have generated great results. Today, we have hope that the result of these roundtables will lead to actions and decisions regarding fishing. It is an interinstitutional work.
The departmental government headed by the national government invite all those interested in being part of the selection process to become a firefighter officer to participate in the socialization that will take place tomorrow. Here are the details.
Tomorrow, November 4th, the socialization of the rules and conditions of the call for official firefighters will be held for all citizens of the department. Also, the activity will be open for those interested to participate in it with prior registration. In this regard, the head of human talent of the departmental government extended the invitation to the interested community.
Mañana va a ser una socialización.
The departmental government invites the community to an event to be conducted by the National Civil Service Commission as part of the organization of the selection process for the position of firefighter in San Andres and Old Providence. We invite you to the socialization tomorrow, November 4th, from 8 to 10 a.m. in the auditorium of the Departmental General Archive facilities in the sector of Shingle Hill. We invite all those interested in this process to come and participate.
It should be noted that the registration call will have a maximum capacity of 100 people and that attendees must register in advance in order to participate. This space will be used to formulate concerns and doubts before the National Civil Service Commission, which is in charge of the offer. Interested parties may find the link for prior registration on the government's networks.
And a cultural entrepreneurial fair will take place tomorrow at the Sena facilities, a space that will allow artisans, farmers, confectioners, and others to strengthen the sale of their products.
Local gastronomy, costume, jewelry, local handcraft, and other will meet tomorrow at the facilities of the regional Sena in San Andres. This is an activity organized by the members of the Risal Route project of Senova, promoted by Sena.
This fair is organized to give a space to all the different enterprise and people who work with cultural products, that they can come out, promote the products, make themselves known, and sell them things so they can get some incomes.
From the Risal Route projects will also be born a local directory for entrepreneurs of the island, a product that will see that residents and visitors have direct contact with Risal entrepreneurs, fishermen, farmers, bakers, seamstresses, etc., and will be able to go to them according to their needs.
The route have a directory that will be circulated in local, national, and international, so that people from outside will have direct access to the people them, and they can get information and buy the product, and there won't be any intermediary. We want these people who have them business get the 100% of the incomes to sell them product direct.
The fair will take place tomorrow from 9 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon in the coffee shop of the Hotel School of the Sena. This same fair was held in the municipality of Old Providence on October 28, where it had a good influx of people and businesses.
And after the Risal Council requested on several occasions a visit of the United Nations to the department, the call of the Risal people was answered, where this morning they met with the visit of ambassadors from Ukraine, Sweden, Switzerland, the Netherlands, Belgium, the United States, among others, in addition to the presence of the Human Rights and its work team.
With the purpose of contributing to the visibilization of the human rights situation of the Risal people, their concerns and management proposal, and addressing issues such as overpopulation and the Risal status, the government of the islands, the Risal Council, and the Risal Authority, together with United Nations embassies and representatives of the UN Human Rights, unite.
Today we have the visit of some representative from the United Nations. We have been writing different letters and asking for them to come and see the situation of the Risal people in their ancestral territory for a long time, and at last they accept to come and visit us, and they invite some ambassadors from different countries in Europe so that they could also accompany and listen to what is happening and see in what way they can support the Risal people for us to have a dignified life in our ancestral territory. Everything started first about the human rights of the Risal people and the rights of the Risal people on our ancestral territory. We have lost all our rights on our territory. Other people rule in our territory because we are a minority. Well, I say all time said just in number, because in my ancestral territory I should never be minority because the entire territories belong to the Risal people. So But as we know, the nation overpopulated our territory intentionally, and now we are not, they overcome us numerically, but we continue fighting that someday we will be able to rule in our territory, and we will be able to take the decision on our territory with laws that protect the indigenous people in the entire world.
The event will be held until 5 p.m. today with an agenda that includes conversations among those present to try to find agreements for the benefit of the racial population. The governor of the department and his office with different secretariats attended as guests of the organizers of the consultation space.
And the National Narcotic Fund chose San Andres as one of the third national meeting places to evaluate Inspection, Surveillance, and Control Act of Special Control and State Monopoly Medicines. Said inspection is carried out at the territorial level and was developed this morning in the auditorium of the departmental government.
In order to prevent the diversion of the illegal market of controlled substances and medicines containing them, including special controlled medicines, the FNE 1903 investment project is being implemented. San Andres was host of the second day of unification of criteria for structuring the inspection, surveillance, and control model.
The National Fund, in accordance with what was established, designed a surveillance and inspection model that should govern at national level, for which we summoned the health secretariats, particularly the drug revolving funds, to provide them with this model tool so that they can begin to strengthen their inspection, surveillance, and control processes in each territory on controlled products, medicines, and controlled substances. From the fund, we designed what are going to be the instruments to monitor wholesale establishments, retailers in process of dispensation, commercialization at territorial level of medicines, and controlled substances. At this moment, we are accompanied by 7 revolving funds such as Bolivar, Magdalena, Valle del Cauca, among others, in which they discuss what are the basic items to monitor this type of establishments that we all agree, and with this we can ensure the availability of these drugs nationwide and ensure that there is no diversion to the illegal market. And with this, we contribute to patients to improve public health and access to these drugs.
The event took place in the facilities of the Coral Palace in the presence of several insurance and pharmaceutical companies. San Andres was chosen, taking into account the strengthening of the islands in terms of inspection, surveillance, and control.
And also in the morning hours of today, a scientific meeting was held under the UNDAS program where hundreds of students from the island participated.
The first municipal meeting of projects for the UNDAS program this is an initiative of the Ministry of Science that seeks to develop scientific vocation of children and adolescents. At the event, hundreds of students from the island showed their project, which seeks to provide solutions to problems presented on the island. The representative of the National University Caribbean headquarters for the development of the initiative in the archipelago made a statement.
We have 67 research groups. Tomorrow in Providence, we expect to have 13 groups presenting themselves as well. All the lines of research obey the particularities and concerns of the archipelago. We have research in the environmental, health, food security, and children's and adolescents' rights areas. We also have other types of research in science, technology, and innovation.
The Secretary of Education was present at the set highlighting the children's projects.
It is a project that has 1,257 beneficiaries, along with 84 teachers with researchers, which is allowing our students to improve their research skills that was so lacking in the department. This encounter will allow our students to be motivated and exchange knowledge with other students. The idea is that from this encounter, they will move on to a departmental encounter, then a national encounter, and finally an international one.
This coming November 4th, the UNDAS program will hold a municipal meeting in Providence at the Huning School, where the scientific research carried out by the students of this municipality will be exhibited.
And now it's time for Sport News with Victor Fusalva.
Hello, here are the best sports of the islands, and this time with an outstanding participation of the karate team in the qualifying national games. A great participation of the selected islanders who achieved bronze medal, silver and privileged position in the karate qualifiers for the next national games. Selected karate supporters live unforgettable experience while representing the Insular Department in these national competitions in the city of Cali. One of them is Mariana Algarin, who told us details of this national competition.
My experience in these last nationals that were held in the city of Cali, the truth is that it was very enriching. I enjoyed it very much. I enjoyed it to the fullest with all my colleagues and my teachers at the time of entering the Combat Coliseum to the competition area. Seeing so many athletes, so many competitors at very high level, it inspires you and puts you to analyze that you must continue working very hard for some very clear objectives. Thank God that I achieved a silver medal in category 51 minus 50 kilograms in combat for San Andres. I participated in other categories, but well, we are still focused on improving to continue progressing and doing very strong work since we are planning for the next nationals to move up the level to get a gold medal and to be champions, and we know we can do it. I would like to encourage and motivate the young people of San Andres that they become part of the Karate Do team and that they join the sport. There are many opportunities. We must know them and take advantage of them at the moment they present themselves to us. In the same way, I want to encourage them to lift very high the name of San Andres. We know that there is a huge potential and we must make the most of it. Thank you very much for the opportunity and a very special greetings to all.
To continue achieving victories and medals for the Insular Department is one of these wishes of this athlete who puts her soul into the sports of martial arts, expressed by Mariana Algarin. And today, an international softball tournament began. The tournament kicked off today at the Henry Archibald Softball Stadium with the participation of our brother country, Panama, as a special guest among others. The Fourth Summer Cup is a tournament that is being played this weekend and promises harmony, brotherhood, and great bond of friendship with a high level of sport of softball. With more details, Ivan Garcia told us.
This is the fourth Summer Cup plus 50 categories that we have been organizing here in our territory. For this cup this year, we have invited the team from Panama, Colombia, National Police, and Teleislas, which was the current champion, and obviously the host team, the Sharp. Basically, the tournament is trying to reactivate softball here on the island, and we have made it international, looking for the bond of brotherhood between neighboring countries and brothers.
Words of a Panamanian player.
Very grateful for the opportunity to speak before Colombian television. We are a softball delegation from Panama that came to participate in a softball tournament. We came invited by Professor Ivan Garcia, who very kindly invited us as a few months ago to know this beautiful land. Well, we have come to have fun, to have a good time and play sports. Excellent, excellent. San Andres is the best, and I tell everyone to come because this place is wonderful. We have had a great time and we want to come back. As Panamanians, we want to urge the youth and children to practice sports, whether it is basketball, softball, or volleyball. Basketball and softball are sports, and that is healthy. It keeps us so away from bad vices, and it is an opportunity to grow as people and as professionals. We urge them to participate and practice sport.
Strengthening ties for the friendship and brotherhood in sport is the mission of the island athletes, as stated by Garcia. And this will wrap it up in sports for tonight. We will see you on another broadcast. We continue with Lisa.